Hello, this is Oliver. Today we are going to be talking about a mental math trick that involves adding up any number of positive integers that starts with 1 all the way through n, right? Any integer n. Now, what do I mean by this? Let's take a look at what I mean. For example, if in the first row, if n equals 2, we would have 1 plus 2, that equals 3, right? If n equals 3, 1 plus 2 plus 3. If n equals 4, that would be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, and etc. Right? Now, it's hard to see a pattern here. With some, if you've been watching some of my other videos, when we get to this stage where we look at some examples, usually you're able to see some sort of similarities between the answers. But at first glance, right, I don't really see, anything that is glaringly obvious that tells me, oh, okay, what is the trick going to be behind this? So the trick is if we reorganize the order of the numbers. So let's take our last example where n equals 6. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. And let's organize it in a different way. So we're going to rearrange the numbers such that the smallest is added to the largest. And then the next smallest is added to the next of largest. And then further next smallest goes to the further next largest, right? And what you'll notice is that the sum is always going to be the same. And why is this? This is because, right, if we move from our first brackets, right, we'll see that 1, in order to become a 2, you add 1. And 6, to become 5, you subtract 1, right? So it gives us adding 1 and subtracting 1, which is a net of 0, right? So this will work for any sequence of numbers, regardless how big n is, right? So this gives us, we have 3 of these sets of numbers. So we have 7 times 3. Now the question is, right, so we got 7, right? I was able to add 1 plus n, right, which is the largest number, right? That's going to give me the 7, right? But where does the 3 come from? Well, 3 happens to be half of the amount. Since we're putting the numbers in groups of 2, the number of groups are going to be half of the total numbers in the sequence, right? Or half of n, right? So this is going to be 1 plus n times n over 2, right? And as we'll see on the next slide, this formula simplifies, if I can get it to move, all right, to n times n plus 1 over 2, right? So the formula, if you were adding any quantity of positive integers from 1 up until n, it's going to be n times n plus 1 over 2. So let me ask you this, right? See if you can calculate this. What is the sum of integers 1 through 100? Okay, well, I don't know if I could necessarily do this in my head, right? But I know, 100, it's going to be 100 times 101 divided by 2. And, I always want to cancel out before I'd rather divide before I multiply. So 100 divided by 2 is 50. And now I have 50 times 101, right? So that's going to be, right, 5,050, right? So this is something that a question that would otherwise be impossible to answer, right? It would take you many, many minutes to add up 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 all the way up to 100, right? Knowing this formula, we're able to do the calculation in a matter of seconds. All right, if you happen to be studying for the GMAT or thinking of taking the GMAT, please check out my website. There is information about me, my background, and also my classes. And also there is a link where you can sign up for a free consultation. So I look forward to hearing from you soon. Have a great day.